Well, very little time left. 12 hours before the severe cyclonic storm landfall takes place near Mumbai, near Alibag. As I mentioned, it is not often that Mumbai sees cyclonic landfall. Kishori Pednikar, I appreciate you joining us. You have to go for your preparation, so I will release you. Thanks a lot for speaking to us. I also want to go across to Dr. Mrityunjay Mohapatra, IMD DG, joining us on the show, and of course Mahesh Palawat. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today. I want to go across to Dr. Mohapatra first up. We've been reading and catching up that this is for the first time in at least 125 years that Mumbai is going to experience cyclonic landfall in the month of June. Can you give us some historical perspective? Because Mumbai as a city is not a city that usually has cyclonic disturbances. So what's so different about this depression?
Usually, if you look at the frequency of tropical cyclones developing over Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea, number is less over Arabian Sea. About 1 or 2 cyclones develop every year over Arabian Sea. Out of that, mostly they move towards Oman, or sometimes they recover and move towards Gujarat. The frequency of cyclones coming to Maharashtra is quite less. If you look at the history from 1891 onwards, where we have got the data in India Meteorological Department, 3 severe cyclones have crossed around Mumbai in the past. And recently, in 2009, the cyclone fan crossed near Alibag and affected Mumbai also. If you go by month-wise, certainly you will find some historical records, but that is not the proper way to prepare or interpret the statistics, because the ultimate objective is to make us readiness in view of the ensuing cyclone and save our loss of lives. In that sense, I will say we should remember the cyclone.
No, absolutely. Can I also ask you, Dr. Mrityunjay, could you, for the benefit of our viewers, because you know the trajectory as has been released by the IMD also, of course, shows that Mumbai, up till Ratnagiri, Satara, have been issued an alert. There's Nashik and Indore, of course, as it moves in that direction. But could you give us a sense, what's your expectation about how severe it will be? We saw your latest bulletin. Which are the cities that could be the worst affected, also including southern Gujarat areas?
It is a cyclone storm at present. The wind speed near the center of cyclone in the evening today is about 70 to 80 kilometers per hour, gusting to 90 kilometers per hour. We are expecting that the wind speed will gradually increase. By tomorrow forenoon, the wind speed will be about 100 to 110 kilometers per hour, gusting to 120 kilometers per hour. With this wind speed, we are expecting the cyclone, as a severe cyclone, will cross Maharashtra coast between Daman and Harihar and close to Alibag around afternoon. Afternoon means after 12 o'clock at in time, it will start the landfall process. At that time, this higher wind speed will be expected over Raigad district, Thane and Mumbai districts, including Mumbai city. And in addition to that, we are also expecting wind speed of about 80 to 90 kilometers over Ratnagiri and 70 to 80 kilometers over Sindhudurga district. And here also Palghar and Valsad, Navsari and Dang districts in Gujarat also will have wind speed of about 70 to 90 kilometers per hour. As it moves in the north-northeast directions, the entire North Konkan, including these districts, are expected to have, in addition to this wind speed, the heavy rainfall. We are expecting heavy to extremely heavy rainfall. Rainfall has already commenced. We have received 5 centimeter rainfall in Ratnagiri so far, and rainfall will continue, and peak will come tomorrow when the system will be crossing the coast. We are expecting extremely heavy rainfall, more than 20 centimeter tomorrow, and thereafter rainfall intensity will gradually decrease. More rainfall will be over Mumbai, Thane, Raigada and adjoining districts. And as it goes inside, it will also have rainfall over Madhya Maharashtra districts.
Sorry to interrupt you there, because we have limited time. Chief Meteorologist from Skymet is also joining us. Now, for the benefit of our viewers, you know, we've just had Cyclone Amphan, Mahesh Palawat. Is there any comparison that can be drawn? Because, you know, it's very fresh in everybody's memory. It caused widespread destruction in West Bengal especially. Is this supposed to be less severe than that? Equitable? Is there any comparison that can be made?
No, it cannot be made. The comparison cannot be made as the Amphan was extremely severe cyclone, and for short duration it has become super cyclone also. And at the time of landfall, the wind speed were around 180 to 185 kilometer per hour. But this cyclone, as Dr. Mohapatra has rightly said, that it will be around 100 to 110 kilometer. In gusting, it may reach to 120 kilometers. So it is, you can say,
So it's going to be
comparatively
much
less
less severe,
intense.
basically.
Yes. And intensity will be the impact will be more over northern parts of Mumbai, say Palghar. Mumbai also will get heavy to very heavy rain, and destruction is expected there also. And southern districts of Navsari, Valsad, Surat, Bhavnagar, Deng, all these areas will also be impacted. And as the cyclone will make landfall after post 12 o'clock afternoon, and it will gradually reduce, or you could say that it can get weakened as it enters the landfall land area, and it will continue to
Yes.
move in northeasterly direction towards western parts of southwestern parts of MP, and heavy rains are expected over Dhar, Bhopal, Indore, Ujjain,
Okay.
Ratlam, all these areas. Yeah.
Finally, Mahesh, Palawat, I want to ask you one very quick question, just so that people know exactly what to expect. When we talk about this cyclone, much less severe than Cyclone Amphan in the severe cyclonic depression bandwidth, what kind of damage is usually seen? Can electricity poles, large trees, big trees, and buildings experience damage as far as this
Yes.
cyclone is concerned?
Yes, when wind speed reaches to 100 and 120 kilometer along with torrential rains, so we can expect that uprooting of trees, damage to electric pole, communication lines, and damage to kacha houses, and uprooting this asbestos sheet and tin shed may get uprooted. Loose articles will fly here and there, so it can damage the people, and it you can say the destruction to property will be more in comparison to life, as it is not as severe as it was we have seen the cyclone Amphan.
All right. I thank both of you for joining us and giving us more details, just helping people understand a little bit more of what they are in store for. Of course, the major impact is going to be experienced post-afternoon on June 3. Thanks a lot for joining us. We have to slip into a very short break on that note. On the other side, we'll get you a live report from Mumbai.